Hello and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are here to discuss Stitchers Season 2, Episode 3 and 4 with our very special guest, Jasmin Savoy Brown. Are you ready for this? I'll take that as a yes.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome back to the Stitchers After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. You guys thought you'd seen The Last of Us, but we're here to go ahead and finish up talking about Season 2, Episode 3 and 4. And we are very excited to have Jasmin Savoy Brown in the studio with us today.
Yes.
We have Nina, finally.
Yes. We have wanted you here for so long so we can interrogate you.
Yeah.
Bring it
So I was
on.
gonna say,
Bring
interrogation.
it on.
She's ready,
Got my
Dakota.
gloves
She's
on.
ready.
Yes.
I don't think you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Not for him.
Yeah.
I believe that for some
Yeah.
reason.
He likes grilling our guests sometimes.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Okay.
A lot.
Gotta say it like that, huh?
Yep.
Alright.
So where
No,
can
that's-
everyone find you on social media?
On Twitter, you can follow me at Jazz, Jazz _Min Brown. I think I'm so clever. I should have them all the same. Instagram is different.
Yeah.
Miss _Jasmin _Savoy.
See, I tried to find you on Instagram and I was like, I couldn't find you for a second.
And then I have 3 Snapchats on accident. Like, because I get it and then I delete it. And then I get it
Okay.
again, then I delete it. And then I finally got it again. I think it's Jasmin _Savoy.
Okay.
But my friends text me all annoyed, like, which one is it?
That's great. Love it. Well, good luck finding her on Snapchat.
Yeah, good luck. Sorry.
We challenge you.
Yes.
Yep.
And where can we find you, Becca?
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
And you guys can find me all the time at Double G on TV.
All right, and you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all of that good stuff at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. So
Simple.
we are going to be, what did you say?
Simple.
Simple, right?
Consistent.
That's right. Everything is
Learning
one thing.
something already.
You guys are all over the place with all these different names. Just kidding.
Just don't forget the T.
That's right. Don't forget the T.
Yes.
That's the thing, is if you forget the T, then you won't find me.
Out of curiosity, who's
fine.
Mr. Dakota Jones, just like that?
You see, Dakota Jones is too common of a name, so we had to put the T in there. You know?
Oh, okay, but it
Middle
wasn't
initial.
like because the other name was like bad,
Right,
like
right.
raunchy.
No,
I've
no.
had that bad experience.
Oh my
like,
gosh, yeah, that's just my stage name. Just kidding.
You know?
It could happen. It could happen. But we are going to talk about, just for a little bit, since we have her in studio, we're just going to kind of go over episode 3 a little bit. The main plot lines for this episode was that Camille's brother, Theo,
Yep.
came back into town, breaks into her house, gets kicked in the crotch.
Important.
Camille does not mess around when it comes to people breaking in or anything suspicious. Like, she is always on top of her
She's
game.
such a badass.
She really is.
Like,
am.
she's so cool.
Favorite?
Yeah.
Love Camille.
And we find out she's kind of in some dirty, or he is in some kind of dirty business where these people show up asking for him, seeing if he is at his sister's house. She says no, and that he owes her money as well. So they leave, and then Linus kind of takes him in. Which, that was interesting.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess when you were very kind-hearted, true
Like
to
Linus.
to the soul, kind-hearted, you make bad decisions like that.
Like,
You're
he's just full of
gullible.
love.
I know.
Yeah.
No one gets taken advantage of.
Very
I know,
easily.
He does. He really does. Like,
He has a
whether
good heart.
Yeah.
But I always like that, you know, Linus is that character we really see grow up season to season, especially in
Yes.
this one. And I think just as much as
Episode
we talk
to
about everything that goes on with Camille and his character, helping him grow as a person, this is another one that helped him grow a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I thought that was a very big thing that, you know, when you live on your own, you don't have the protection of your parents.
Yeah.
And, you know, he had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
And that was very interesting to see.
Yeah, and Theo is one of those guys that he's very, he's very good with his words, and he's kind of like very sneaky in the fact that he can, you know, deceive people and make them think what he wants them to just to get what he wants. You
Yeah.
guys know anyone
He-
like that?
Takes advantage.
I do. I know.
Would you like
few
to
people
name
like
them
that.
right now?
Name them.
About to call you out.
All my
all
old
them.
friends, yeah.
I got a list.
My ex-girlfriend.
It's like one of those things, you know, he was pumping him up. Just like,
Yeah.
if you're ever in a bad relationship, not saying I have experience in that, but it's like, you know, like, oh yeah, you're so amazing, you're so nice, you're great for
Yeah.
them. You know, so I thought, oh, so he's a little manipulator.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Obviously Camille saw through it, but Linus being who he is.
Yeah.
He
And
fell for it.
he actually let him stay with him for a while
Yep.
and tries to get Camille and her brother to reconcile.
Linus.
And that doesn't work out very
Good
well.
intentions.
Can we talk
Poor
about that
Jesus.
one line though that you wanted to talk about? I saw you post on Twitter about with.
That's later though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is that the episode 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Is
there's
Is it
a
what
line.
I think it is? Is it? The,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love
you know,
that line.
You
I was
know.
like, can I have that?
Yeah.
Right?
And that
Episode
scene.
4.
Yep, that was an amazing scene when she finally stands up to him. But we'll get to all that. But yeah, so basically,
the best.
Linus lets him into his home. The dinner goes awry, and Theo steals all of Linus's smart appliances.
I love that.
What is he gonna do with them, though? Really, though, where is Theo gonna put all of this great?
Well, that's
smart
a good
appliances?
question.
The black
Is he
market.
just gonna sell them?
Yeah.
maybe.
I would assume
They probably
so,
sell for a
because-
lot.
I bet they
I
do.
should look into that.
On eBay.
Yeah.
You're gonna see in the news tomorrow morning. There's like smart appliances go missing all over LA, and you're gonna be missing.
And I'm just took off vacation.
Yeah.
Where is she? No one knows.
Yep.
Where'd you go?
Well,
Yeah.
I know, dude. In my mind, like, your smartphone can be found through an app. You tell me your smart TV just gets
Yeah.
lost, and your
Right.
smart. By the way, how does
How do you?
I guess it's a 1%er
like,
kind of thing. A smart dishwasher.
Yeah.
Like,
How is it smart?
Does it just like? I mean, because you have to load the dishes, so it's just like a
Right.
regular dishwasher. You have to at least push a button or do
Is it
something.
just like
Yeah.
Maybe
Put the
like
soap
you,
in
you
itself
load the
or something?
dishes,
Maybe.
and then with the app you close it and run
Maybe.
the cycle,
Yeah.
hot water,
Yeah.
control the temperature.
That's
That
true.
seems just as time consuming as
I
going
know.
to
Yeah,
the
but you can do it from
dishwasher.
your
But
couch.
you can-
Think about that.
or from the toilet or
Exactly. You
Or
could
from
be,
anywhere.
you could be sitting there like, oh, you know what? I totally forgot, so I better do that now.
yeah.
Right?
I totally forgot
Like-
2 seconds ago to shut the dishwasher. Let me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it reminded me of that movie Smart House. Do you guys remember
Yes.
Smart
No,
House?
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
What?
I haven't
what?
seen
that.
that.
Was like
just
early 2000s.
You know what?
That
Well,
was a good movie.
I don't want to say it. I think I remember it because I remember that was right. I think I was right about that age for the demographic.
Yeah.
Dakota is just a touch younger than
Yeah.
me. And
See,
think
I just fall
No
off.
shit.
that.
You
Same.
made all the good decoms.
there was a new set of original movies, I think, when you were coming up. I think
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
the
you
thing.
make it sound like he's so old.
I know.
And I was trying not to, but it's like,
Well, I'm the
I
young
think
one.
that might be.
He's 25. I'm 20.
Okay, like that's
So,
so old.
5
That's
years.
not.
No, it's well, you miss a
Oh
lot
my
of.
gosh,
I
you're
mean,
so in Hollywood.
Hannah
are.
Montana was, not
That
Miley
wasn't a
Cyrus
decom.
yet. That's the kind of generational gap we have in 5 years.
I mean, if we're talking about classic Disney, like real quick, Even Stevens, Lizzie
Yeah.
McGuire,
Oh, that was-
See, I
come
was
on
a-
now,
I was
That's
around
So
for
Raven,
amazing.
I was around for that, guys. Just saying.
Boy Meets World.
Exactly. You know all
I
the good
love that.
ones.
I will
Was,
stop
that's my favorite
myself.
show ever.
It was so good.
Yeah,
It was so good.
it really was. But getting back to Stitchers.
Back to back to yay.
Yes, our engineer saying
That's
that
my
is our
jam.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Classic Disney.
classic. You know,
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
But I love what's on Disney now. I'm just gonna.
I know. We'll take it all.
Stitchers.
Yes,
We love what's
Stitchers.
on Freeform too.
Yes, exactly. But in the end, he steals the appliances, and Camille is helping him get it back. But that is what we'll talk about next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I want to get into the whole Ripper situation. What did you think of that entire investigation? That was just kind of crazy.
I had like 500 different theories throughout the episode, and I didn't realize who it actually was during like killing people until I don't know, about 2-3 scenes before Cameron did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dr.
I was kind
Blake.
of disappointed in myself.
We find out Dr. Blake is the Ripper, and he feels like he's the victim's savior for kind of putting them out of their misery in a sense, because they're having awful times in their life, and they're in charge of a lot of people's lives because, like bus driver,
Right.
doctor. So he's like, I'm going to save a lot of people by saving them and giving them peace. So I think he knocks them out with chloroform. Then he strangles them so it's silent and somewhat painless, but I mean, that would hurt. And then he puts them in the classic, like, Ripper, like, rest in peace pose.
AKA, he's insane.
Yeah.
You know what goes
Yeah, that
through
was
my
creepy.
mind, like watching this stuff? All, like
Crazy.
any show ever with twisted things. And just like, I wonder what it's like in the mind of the man or woman who wrote this.
Right?
Like, I have mad
Yeah.
respect for you as an artist, but like, what are you thinking all the time?
I
It's just
know.
really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I'd love to get in Jeff's head.
Yep.
I
Just
was
for a
gonna say,
day.
was that a Jeff Schechter written episode? Do you know?
I can't remember off the top of my
I can't
head.
remember. We had some some awesome
IMDb
writers in
it.
the show.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Right?
We got to meet
The writing
Andrew
team
Zuber
is-
the other day. We got to meet him.
I love him.
He is
He's
so
one of my
funny.
The writing
favorite
team is
people.
great.
He's great.
so funny.
Yeah.
We got
And,
to
like,
see Nice Enough People perform. You should have been there.
I know. No, I know, because I
Speaking-
was a jerk and I called them out on social media, on Twitter, and I was like, I want a personal invitation. Then they personally tweeted at me, and I forgot that it was the day my friend's film screened at Film Festival.
no.
And I made
Next
all this
time.
drama about it, like, invite me, and they did.
And you didn't show.
And I didn't show.
Come
Next
on.
But I
time.
was being a good friend.
That's true. That's true. You got to support your friend at the film
I
festival.
hate that when you gotta
Well, you
make
You gotta
it
get
work.
friends
guys
at
make
work.
choices.
I know.
Were they not nice enough people?
But I'm
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Next time we can all go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We
that'd be
seriously,
fun.
next time
Yes.
we are going.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
sure.
and we're
For
totally
sure.
taking a cool, like, ethnically diverse, like, selfie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real.
That's
That's
yeah.
great.
true. That's great.
It's
Gabriel
great.
didn't go last time either. It was
Yeah.
only-
Okay, then you can't give me
I had
sass.
to work, okay?
Yeah.
You know,
Work.
every
Yeah.
now and then.
Working.
What?
All right.
Next time it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But we have Dr. Blake, and he
It's
basically
crazy.
tries to get Cameron alone because he thinks that Cameron and Kirsten just have too much drama in their relationship. So he wants to kill Cameron to put him at peace, so he doesn't have to think about all the drama with Kirsten.
I hate to say, but he wasn't wrong about
Yeah, no,
that.
I was gonna say he
Hey.
wasn't that
For a
wrong.
madman, you're not wrong about that. That's
Yep.
true.
That's true. But luckily, everyone, they come in to save him, and they take him away, and luckily Cameron is unharmed. But Cameron
they're-
had some moves, like,
Yeah. You're like,
your little
Anyone see that
Superman
good?
is
I
like,
know.
look at
you
him
would
go.
think he's been like secretly having meetings with Fisher.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
those
I actually
boxing
want to see him. I mean, he showed off some moves. I wanted to see him throw some punches, though. I think that would have made it more badass, because it's like he falls, and then Fisher and Kirsten arrive, and then I'm like, no, I wanted that to keep going.
Yeah. See, I think we're going to see more from Cameron. And I think it's really cool because we keep talking about the character growth of him. He's really just grown to be a strong individual who's not afraid anymore. He's living his life for now
Yeah.
rather than being scared because he already died. Like, let's be
That point.
real.
Yeah.
So he's back.
He's
Right.
he's
You don't scare
fearless.
him much when you see
Yeah,
the
what
end.
is that?
You only live once.
Yolt.
Twice.
Doesn't quite yolt.
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 Love it.
Hashtag yolt.
Let's make that a new
Hashtag
hashtag.
I kind of love it.
Everyone hashtag that.
Or if you're a cat, yom. You only live 9 times.
Yes, yon. That sounds like a nice soup or something.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Would you like some yom soup?
Yeah.
Grandma.
When
Like,
I
like
think of
another
that
word.
acronym, I feel like you would see that on Instagram, like a meme, like, you see YOLO, and then the cat is like, excuse me?
And it's like wearing a hat for some reason.
Right?
I don't know.
Love
Makes
it.
it funny.
It would be the grumpy cat saying it.
Grumpy Cat is like my idol.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a
That's my
friend
spirit animal.
Really
right
good
there.
idols.
You have a friend what?
who looks like Grumpy Cat.
A friend?
And I like tell him.
Like a
and-
human?
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, but you look like Grumpy Cat. But he doesn't get it.
That's so
It's-
great.
it's
So can you put his Twitter handle out there so we can judge? No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
No.
attacked for that.
You're right. In the very end, we see Kirsten and Cameron. They talk about their feelings for each other, and she doesn't know what she feels at this point. So she's saying she kind of wants a moment to chill out for a second, to
Fair.
really. She's got a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Times.
I can't complain at the end of the day.
I was
mean-
gonna
about
say
her life.
you had
Yeah.
no reason to complain about. Well, you weren't there for the scene, but when you read that
Or for
happened
this
in the
episode.
prior episode, I feel like, well, she better not have a problem if I'm gonna do my job.
Yeah.
Oh no! But I had problems later in the season.
Yes.
Don't you worry about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
we're gonna
don't you
get
worry.
into that
But
soon.
We'll
but
get
yeah.
there.
I have to point out that when Kirsten and Fisher come in and like save the day, Kirsten and Cameron have a really cute moment.
Yeah. She like
Yeah.
runs up to him, hugs him, makes sure
Very
he's
cute.
okay.
Hey, if I separate myself from my character, I agree.
Hey!
And
So,
like,
we have to-
Camsten.
yes, full on. Camsten is in full effect if you go through her Twitter handle.
You want to know something though?
Oh.
I'm not just saying this because you're here. I'm not just saying this because you're here, but I am all for your relationship with Cameron. Your character's relationship, not your personal. Right?
favorite.
Yes, see? Because no, for real, I
No,
feel
see-
like they just mesh and they get each other. And then with Kirsten, she's so busy doing her own stuff, she's
Yeah.
not all emotionally there for him.
I
And
feel like
Nina,
Nina's growing Cameron up. He's maturing
Yeah.
being with her.
and they have so many common interests, and it's just like cute, and they cuddle and they kiss, and it's just like,
And it's-
oh,
Now, see, I like the relationship for a completely different reason. I want your character to end up with Cameron because I personally think that Kirsten and Linus would be a great couple.
Yeah, this is
Because
his theory.
because Linus has so many problems with Camille and backstory. I know Becca hates it because she absolutely ships Camsten.
And
But
Cameron.
but in my opinion, when you have all that baggage, sometimes you gotta let go, and you realize when you're single and you finally moved on how special that person was who was right there next to you. You just didn't realize it, and I think Kirsten and Linus will have that later.
That's what
Much
he
to
thinks.
Becca's dismay.
Interesting.
No.
Isn't that kind of out there? I mean, to be honest.
You know what?
Hey,
you're
it's
allowed
Freeform.
to exactly. You're allowed to
Free to make-
project whatever
You're free to
theory
make
you
your
want.
own
Yeah,
decisions.
you know the theories I hear the most are
Yeah.
people want Nina and Camille together.
Really?
Interesting.
Got a lot of that.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that one yet.
I think because of that line that Camille had, where she was like, "Oh, blah blah blah."
Like a
I was with
Dirk.
him for 3 weeks, but I was with
Her sister.
Yes.
sister for longer.
And Linus is like,
Yes.
wait, what? That was a good line. That was a
Yeah.
good line.
Linus is, poor Linus
you
is
know.
like very confused.
Yes.
I
And
love
that-
Linus.
I know. He's
Linus
honestly
is
one
so
of my
like
favorites.
innocent. Linus is like
Yeah.
innocent.
Good guy.
Yeah.
He
She
is.
is.
He's a very good
Which
guy.
is why I
That's
think
why
he would round out Kirsten very well.
Oh
'Cause
my
she's
God.
I
got
love how much you hate this.
She's got
She's like, no.
got so much of an edge to her, and I think that Linus would be the perfect yin to the yang.
But you know what? That could help you out, your character out, because
Exactly.
then Kirsten would be off with Linus, and then you
And then Cameron's
and
fully
Cameron,
available.
right?
Yeah, probably
I support
heartbroken,
this theory.
needs he
Yeah, he needs
that
comforting.
emotional support.
Wait, he better not be heartbroken because at this point, how long have they been seeing each other?
That's true. Well, I have to say, are we allowed to get there yet?
Go
Are you
for
okay
it.
with
We've
No,
just
I'm
kinda
just gonna let
taken
you.
off.
You played some aces down the stretch in the season that were like, you know what? She won the battle, to get
Yeah.
Cameron's attention. You kind of just forced him to. You put the cards on the table and you made him make the decision. Sorry, Nina make him make the decision, and I thought, you
Yeah.
know what? That was very well played.
Yep.
Because right now.
Speaking of growth.
Yes, as we go into the latter stretch of the season, I felt like Cameron, his relationship with Kirsten, it's more the imagination because she is so
Right.
focused on finding Stinger that Nina made him address, excuse me, have you forgotten what you have in the flesh in front of you? You kind of
Yeah.
had that
Yeah.
attitude, and I was like, that was very well played.
Yeah, you were like, you
Testament
can
to the
have all
writers.
this.
The great writing
Yes.
on the show.
I know.
Jeff Schechter and the rest of the team, bravo.
Amazing.
Yes. I know.
Slow
Round of applause.
Yes.
Slow clap.
It's
That's
like
right,
it's
slow.
like that's what it sounds like at the Oscars when they.
Slow clap.
When everyone's half asleep at the Oscars.
That's right. Here, there we
There we
go.
go.
And that
Yes.
kind of wraps up our episode 3.
And
now
now
we
we're
can
getting
get.
to
Touch, we're already into episode.
Yeah, now we're ready to get into your episode because I was really excited when your character came in because it was not forced. Because you know how sometimes in shows, things will happen
Yeah.
where, we have this new character and you're kind of flung in
Yeah,
there
Like,
for no
take
reason.
the love interest, and they shove it down your
Yeah.
throat.
Yes.
And this was very natural and organic, and I was just like, ooh.
She just
It gave me feelings.
Yeah.
He was very excited when your character showed up. I didn't realize why for a while. It's like, okay, Dakota, I get it.
I was just like, it's one of those things, I've explained it before, but Kirsten's so busy doing her own thing, and Cameron needs someone on his level that's very, smart. I mean, not to say Kirsten isn't, but smart.
Nina said that.
Yeah.
Oh, who knew?
Right? But I just think it's organic, and it seems to work, and it seems kind of effortless whenever Cameron's not running off to be game designer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, and going forward a little bit, I was kind of surprised at how well you took it whenever your character was like, oh, you're not a game
I was
designer?
surprised too.
You're like, oh, you're like NSA? Well, I've always wanted a swashbuckling scientist.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, that was the quickest bounce back I've ever seen.
No, I
you were
thought-
totally
yeah.
cool with it.
Thought she was just gonna run out of the room in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
That
Yeah.
excited
Secrets.
me. I was
Yeah.
like, that's cool. That's a woman making a commitment.
She is
Yeah.
down.
You know?
She is down for
Well,
this.
I
man.
think that she, I had a different speculation about why that wouldn't surprise her, but we're not going to get into that just yet.
I
Me
know where you're
too.
going with
I
this.
Yes.
mean, we know it's a mystery show. I'm
I'm
allowed to
going-
have that speculation.
Yeah.
But I guess for you as the actress, what surprised you more? Just how I want to use the phrase unperturbed she was, that he's got this double life going, or did more some of her lines like swashbuckling scientist, because I still can't wrap my mind around that one. When you read it, it's like, wait, She says that.
Oh, what if I was confused by it or surprised
or
by
like,
it?
what surprised you most about your character as she learns more about the Stitchers team, and how she reacts to it?
That's a good question. I think, well, I don't know, because it's like I said I was surprised, and I like wanted to be surprised, but internally I wasn't, because I feel like Nina has a strong intuition.
Yeah.
And what's one thing I love about her and the way that they wrote her is that she is strong and stands up for herself and what she believes in, you know, and there's none of that apology for being a nerd, for being obsessed with that culture.
Yeah.
And she's just smart. And so I think, you know, she knew she wanted Cameron, and she knew she might have to weed through some baggage, as we do when we find someone that we love or really like or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so I think maybe what was surprising for her was like, oh, it's NSA. Like, I thought maybe it was something else.
Yeah.
Like another person, or, I don't know, not drugs, but you know what I mean? Some weird secret, like, oh, you collect like little bunnies? I don't know, something random.
weird,
Little bunnies, that.
Right. You were kind of like, okay. But see, this is where I think personally, and I know that maybe you don't know / or can't talk about it, which is totally cool. But I think that she didn't seem surprised, and she was totally down for it, because she was just ready. Because like, I feel like your character might be trying to get some information out of Cameron, but I feel like, this is my theory, that Nina halfway into that is like, you know what? Forget like spying on him. Like, I want to actually be with him. So then you kind of are like, you know what? I'd rather him just come out and tell me about this. So I'm going to find this badge and show him to get him to tell me. And then everything will be cool. And then we can live our regular relationship.
Here's my question to counteract that. But when she found the badge, it like wasn't in front of him. She was alone in the room and was like, I'm cold, jacket, pockets, badge. You know what I mean?
True.
It wasn't like, I know where it is.
It was like, I'm going to get
Boom.
the badge. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I forgot about that. So maybe to work that into my theory, she put it on and found it. And I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is a great way to like bring it up. Maybe. You never know.
That's interesting.
I do have to, with going back to what you said earlier, I have to agree. Like, I liked the way Nina was brought in episode 4, which is what we're talking about now, because it was like
Organic.
Yeah, it was just like any other
like real life.
Yeah.
I think the word you may be looking for is like effortless. Like, it was so like, you know, when you meet that person and you're just kind of like, it works.
Yeah.
And you know,
it was like, I kind of wasn't expecting to see more of her, but I was glad when it happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because the way Kirsten met Cameron was kind of like rushed and thrown into each other, and then like, okay, I'm gonna stitch into this person. Then afterwards, she like kissed him.
Yeah.
And then the way you guys met was more effortless. Like, oh wow, like I really like this person, and it was just like, oh,
Like
well,
a normal human interaction.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like how
Don't you love that?
people
I'm
meet.
such a romantic.
Like how people meet.
That's how I want to meet someone.
Just like randomly.
You will,
meet your
Dakota.
perfect
I
match.
One of
believe
these
that.
days.
You will.
One of these days, I'll find my Nina, guys. It's gonna
You
happen.
will.
It's like
wait,
a
you
fairy
gotta-
tale.
And it's when you're not expecting it
That's
every
true.
time,
Yeah,
you know?
you need to go by a comic book store more often.
I'm just gonna hang around there, and we'll
There you go.
we'll see what happens.
You know what? Like,
Gonna be
I
the
feel
creepy
like
guy in the comic book
I
store.
feel like you'll find someone outside the GameStop. If you're looking for a
GameStop?
Nina, that's, you know.
Okay.
Hey now.
Hey, there's like there's a bajillion of those around, so you know
Yeah.
you have options.
Is GameStop still big? Like when I was in middle school, and
No, I
place
used to
was
go
cool.
there. Yeah.
obsessed. But I haven't been there in a while.
I know I
Wow.
still see them around. Yeah. But
Every
here's the
once in a
thing, we
while.
gotta be careful. I'm gonna just say it like it is. Nina, I do like this. You definitely portray her unapologetic confidence very
Yes.
well. That
Yes.
comes
Thank you.
through. That's very palpable when you watch it on TV or on the Freeform app, now available on iTunes.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's one thing I worry. Your character, she's so lovable. She seems so charming. She's so perfect. She just wants to hang out at home and read comic books.
Have
And
pizza.
cook for you.
Exactly. And I thought she is so perfect.
She has
She's
a secret
too
life.
good to be true.
She
Me
has
and
a secret
Dakota
life.
We
talk
have
about
talked
it
about that.
like ever since we started the
Interesting.
show that Nina, she is so great. You make her seem so great. In real life, it's like, what's wrong with you?
I feel like it's not often that I'm gonna do this and be like, let me tell you about my character's flaws. But I mean, I don't know. I felt like it maybe freaked him out when she said like so quickly, "I have these strong feelings for you, and I don't go to work and da 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 da." She's not perfect.
That's true.
Okay.
I mean, for me,
I want her to be 3-dimensional.
right.
I
She's not
feel
perfect.
like she seems too innocent, and there has to be something there.
That's the thing, though. Is
like
that's
she's
why
not. And
because I don't think you like play it too innocent. I think that's what we're supposed to see.
no, that's what we're supposed to see.
Because I
but
know
yeah.
there's a hidden aspect there that we don't fully know. So that's why, you know, here, like what like the Stitchers team sees or what Cameron sees is this perfect thing, not what we see,
Yeah.
because we see behind the scenes a
Right.
little bit more. So we're seeing like this separate part of Nina that we're like wondering what it's about, and that's kind of a cliffhanger that we kind of leave off of whenever we're waiting, hopefully, for season 3. We see you kind of like look up and you like go towards something, and that's the moment where I'm like, I knew it. She's got something going on.
Yeah.
She's got something going
You know
on.
what's so funny about that? I was live tweeting when we were watching, and I was tweeting something, and so I missed that thing. So I thought they cut it.
Oh, really?
And so I was like, oh,
You're like, oh.
bummer. Yeah,
You're like, I hope I'm in season 3. They cut it.
Yeah. I know that answer wouldn't come up, but out of curiosity, did they write in your script what it is you're supposed to see so to illustrate your reaction? No.
Even
Even to you, what it
if
happens.
they did, were you expecting an answer?
No. I was like, you know, are you supposed to look on a level of 1 to 10 scared, for example?
Right. No, I didn't know.
And I didn't
Complete
feel like it was a
surprise. Okay.
scared face. I felt like it was more like of a, oh, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
wasn't like terrified because you kind of went towards it, right?
Yeah.
In a way. So I'm just like, is it kind of killing you inside to wonder what the heck?
Yeah, because I have my own theories and all
Yeah.
kinds of things that
No,
I
I
think
would
would be
love to hear
fun.
that.
We'll get into that.
Is,
I want to hear those too.
Is Jeff and like the other, like the whole team kind of like tight-lipped about that to where they don't even really let the actors know sometimes what's going to happen because they don't want it to get out or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Probably.
I think that's very smart because Freeform does that and Disney. Like, I feel like they need to do that. Otherwise, you never know. Like,
Oh, you never know. Like,
a friend could tell a friend. and then-
exactly.
yeah.
You're just talking to your person or whatever, and then they tell someone, and suddenly that person tweets it, and you know.
It could be
yeah,
a
and it
bad
gets
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
spoilers.
it could be a bad deal.
Bad.
Yeah,
Deal.
real bad because
You
that
know,
could come back on an actor
They
and
come
it could
and bite
really.
you in the butt.
I mean,
Yeah.
can you imagine if one of the Pretty Little Liars girls just
Oh
go
my
ahead
gosh.
and spill the beans to the
They were
wrong
like,
person?
guess who A is?
And I
Like
don't.
3
We're not
years
going to
ago.
get into this, but actually, I know someone who one of the actors told them when they were maybe intoxicated who A was. Oh no! But luckily, that person did not say. But then once it came out who A was, they were like, "Yeah, she told me the truth."
See, same experience. Someone had told
Really?
me that they heard from someone else, and that person was intoxicated.
See, we may be talking about the same person, but we're not going to say who. But I
Well,
mean,
the story: don't drink and drive.
don't drink and drive. Don't
There you go.
drink
So I
and
wanna-
Don't drink
Yeah.
and gossip.
I wanna hear you go,
Don't
you
drink and
guys,
gossip.
You know, you guys
If you're a
get to
writer,
learn
don't tell the
things.
actors too much.
Yeah, just
Or the audience.
Hey, somewhere Jeff Schechter just bought a new safe.
Yeah,
I know.
That's
He's
right.
like putting all the
he's
scripts
like,
here.
oh gosh.
That's right.
Putting all my writing here.
Kind of rewinding a little bit, we kind of forgot about this person we're stitching into this episode. This episode is called Two Deaths of Jamie B. And Jamie B
Crazy.
is actually Stephen Benning, who was a scientist and accidentally created this deadly nanobot situation. And the CEO, Naomi, tried killing him because she wanted to use the deadly nanobots for evil. quote
As one
unquote.
does.
Yeah, who wouldn't? And he like almost drowns because he gets pushed off the ledge, and then he comes back with brain damage, and he doesn't remember much, but he remembers the name Jamie B, which is the name of his lover.
Yeah.
And then he remembers this song, which was the song that they had their first kiss to, or when they
Yep.
first
Yeah.
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 So he is working he's like a bagger boy, and he gets killed.
Very not sketchy.
Yeah, he gets beaten to death.
He gets
That's
beaten to
not-
death.
He didn't just. Sadly, he didn't. For someone so nice, you know, you hope it's something quick like get hit by a bus, but no, they took him out. Literally, he got assassinated twice.
Yeah.
And it's the beating thing seemed intense
Yeah.
during the stitch
Yeah.
there.
So,
So
Yolt. You only live twice. Him too.
He only went twice. Yolt. Yolt.
Bringing
It's
it
back.
on, but
Seriously.
Hashtag.
hashtag Yolt.
Hashtag it.
Stitchers on Freeform.
Hey, that's right.
Hashtag renew Stitchers 3.
That's right.
Right.
And Kirsten makes the deal with the CEO and saying, hey, look, I'll give you the USB that has all the information that you need on it if you basically, like, isn't it basically to like let them know more information about what they're doing? Isn't that kind of what they're trying to figure out here?
Yeah, right.
In a way.
Like, they needed more information.
So that way they can incriminate someone, right? Because they need to find out who killed him. And I think trading this USB off with the information and codes on it was going to let them know more about it and who was the person who kind of was involved in the whole killing of Jimmy B.
Yeah.
That's what I got from it. That's what I think so.
Yeah.
But this was one of those episodes where there's so much happening. And once, they go and, Kirsten put her own nanobots on the thing, so then it was programmed not to affect her, but then whenever Naomi touched it,
Yeah, it was such a good.
they like freaked out and their brains were they're having like a little spasm, and so then they wheeled them away. And that moment was kind of cool because I'm like, wow, like the Stitchers team and Kirsten, they've got like access to some crazy science. Like,
And I liked that they didn't kill them.
yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
They just debilitated them for a while.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, go Kirsten.
and we talk about what
Badass
happened to that
stuff.
apple, like whenever those nanobots just like made it crumble. I was like,
And it's the technology is real. That's the coolest part about
That's
it. Jeff was
crazy.
tweeting about how it's real.
People do that.
and
That is.
if it like
insane.
if it got out, like literally the whole world could kind of turn to gray goo. Because it like they
crazy to think about.
reproduce with themselves, and like once it
Yeah.
hits the air, it's just like
Yeah. And then what's the point?
yeah, kill us all,
Nothing.
like not
Total
cool.
Brings
annihilation.
back to smart appliances.
That's right.
Everything's just coming full circle. today.
Exactly. And speaking of smart appliances, Camille gets the smart appliances back from her brother
Yes.
when she confronts him. And what's
Like
the
a
line that you
boss.
love?
It's your moment.
She's very shy about these lines on camera.
Yeah, I'm in SA.
You want to do it one more time with
How about you do it?
It seems like you might. Wait.
Oh, I
You
don't
do it.
have
Oh, I
any.
thought like you wanted to do it. We'll do it at the same time.
Ready?
All of us.
All of us.
1, 2, 3.
I'm
NSA,
NSA.
bitch. She had like her foot on his chest or whatever.
She
Yes.
It's a neck.
That was.
That was
It like pulled down the chair. Then
Yeah.
It was pretty badass.
it's
She-
fantastic.
Those self-defense lessons are paying off with Fisher.
The amount of times I've
Yeah.
watched that.
And then Cameron is going to the comic book store. My favorite part. And you're just kind of like, a lot of people were like, oh, well, she's planned all this out. Like, she knew he was going to be there, and she, like, purposely went up to him. But you were genuinely just, like, restocking
doing
shelves.
her job.
Everyone has these crazy theories.
Literally just doing her job.
I still have those crazy theories though.
I would say
Really?
this, I would want to make it look like I was just doing my job if I was luring a member of the Stitchers team into a
yeah.
false
My
sense of
gosh.
security.
Yeah.
Or if you want to flirt with someone, and if you're good at it,
You
which
know
I'm
what?
not, like,
I will say this, you know what?
I'm not either.
I would have dropped the comic books and like fell on him and then like started drooling. Like it wouldn't have been.
No, see,
I'm not
Me.
as savvy as
I'm a guy, I wouldn't think to do a trick like that at work.
Really?
Yeah, what am I going
like,
to do?
trip
Drop
over
like
stuff?
that stuff and the girl is like, oh, let me get those for you.
And then
That's
you're like,
not going to happen.
What would you do?
What would I do
Yeah,
if
you
I
see
was
a
on the
cute girl at
job?
work and you're like, oh, she's the
Oh
one.
my
like,
goodness.
let's just talk about what you would do with Becca.
What?
Is she your one?
Yeah.
Oh, are we getting like awkwardly personal now?
yeah, she's
This is
the
really
one.
awkward.
Because I say this, AfterBuzzers, you guys have
They
no
bug me all the
idea.
time. That's what I go through.
Dakota
sorry.
and Becca are so tight. Dakota hangs out with Becca's mom
Yeah.
occasionally.
Everyone tries to put us
Like,
together.
and
here.
I think that, she's probably thinking, that Dakota kid is such a nice guy. Becca, why not?
See,
But to answer your question, hey, I just think they're so cute together. And then
Yeah.
he tells me that we'd be cute together, then I'm like, no.
yeah.
But what would you do if you were
What would I
like,
do? Okay, you know what?
Oh my god.
I have a whole strategy.
I
okay?
believe it. I'm ready. I want to take
you really
notes.
gotta set up. It depends on what job I've got. So
Right.
when I'm doing the restaurant thing, for example, if she's on the phone, she's ordering for somebody. That's a perfect thing. Oh, you ordering for your boyfriend? And she'll almost always be like, oh, like she'll say yeah. Then I'm like, oh, all right, what are you guys getting?
Just
Or
then
like,
you let
oh
it
no,
go.
this is no, I don't have a boyfriend. It's just my sister. Really? And then
Smooth.
Well, let me
You
tell you
just-
where you can get a boyfriend.
Right here.
Right here, right
It's
now.
like if it's like I got 20 minutes if you want to split the key lime pie. I know that really was a
That was.
flub at the worst time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, where are we
If you
going
want
with
to
this?
split a cheesecake or something, wait 20 minutes, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm right there. Now, if I'm at, one of my more official jobs, it's a
Right.
lot harder to do, but, it's all
you
about
could
the
still-
delivery.
I think that's true.
It
Yeah.
is.
So
Now,
Now,
you're like,
here's the thing, though.
hey, and creepy. And
Exactly.
Gonna be
Now,
like,
I've had
Nina,
that
though,
before.
she played her cards right. Like, oh, I'm just restocking comics. Oh, you like comics too? Guess which convenient limited editions I have in the stack I'm carrying.
So then, do you think that Cameron's been going there often, and she's been watching him and been like, he's cute?
You know
Oh.
what? That could be a thing.
Okay, you know what? See, here's the thing.
That's a good.
If you asked me on Monday, I'd say yeah. If you asked me on Tuesday, I'd say no. I think you had that planned all along as a, evil faction that's threatening to bring down the Stitchers team.
See, now my theory is back because of that.
Yeah.
I literally just thought of that just now.
Oh.
I'm a firm believer in the whole like, oh, I accidentally bumped into you type of thing.
Me too.
I love that.
I love that.
I'll literally be like, oh,
That's your move, Dakota?
Yeah, because I mean, A,
Okay.
touch bodies.
yep.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
we
yeah.
want.
It's
Yeah.
true.
B, then you apologize, and then you can see if they're rude, if they're like, or
Yeah.
if they're like, or whatever.
Yeah. See,
It's true.
that's what I do. I just accidentally bump into
I gotta
them.
say this. Here's the thing. Dakota has a very useful tool. He's got that hair working for him.
Oh, thanks.
He's a,
It's
exactly.
like the Cameron hair.
Yeah,
Making him
exactly.
more
Baby
defeated.
Cam hair.
You know,
'Cause
see,
Baby Cam has
he-
like the.
Little
It's
baby
always
Cam
hiding
is so
under a
cute.
hat.
Yep.
He's so cute.
See, he
Ooh.
could do that move, and the girls like it. Even when you grow this out,
It
just,
depends on the girl.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
right.
that stuff annoys me.
Yeah.
Personally, if someone's like, "Ooh, my hair,"
Yeah.
look at my whatever, I'm like, "Oh,
Hey, then you need an Emmy for how well attracted you made Nina appear to Cameron.
thank you." Did you hear that?
That's right.
Emmy.
Can we get that applause again?
Emmy for Jasmin.
Yes, for sure. But that moment was just great because you guys met. We've talked about how organic it was, and then was it Hulk 103 or 104 was like the comic book, and
Yeah, with him.
yeah, and I love it when you just like show up to his house and you
Yeah.
just like knock on the door and like Linus and Camille are kind of hooking up. at the
Oh
moment.
yeah, I forgot.
Kinda.
So.
Just a little.
Because they hook
Yeah.
up because
PDA.
Linus is all excited to get all of his
Not
smart
really.
appliances back, and then Cameron's looking for like a good reason to get
noisy.
out of the house because that's awkward,
Yeah.
And you knock on his door just at the right time. And you're just so cute. You got like the comic book, and you're just like, hey, and like I just loved that because it was like a moment where I was like, no, wait, no, Kirsten, he's with Kirsten, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that.
I'm gonna wait.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I just watched it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a chance. And I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
That scene,
That makes me glad.
I'm glad.
I thought that scene was adorable.
It was. And like
It was fun.
the fact that, you
was
were
really fun.
you were kind of like open to going out, even though it was late. You were like open to be like, yeah, let's go out. Let's go eat something. I was just like, see, I have to find a girl like Nina. I have to.
Who's just chill.
Game
Who's
Stop,
chill
man.
and exciting and just it's one of those things where you have to be like open and like excited to do things together and not so uptight. Like I feel like
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so uptight nowadays and they can't just have fun and like live in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You'll find her.
One of these days.
Because if you put that energy out there,
Yeah.
it will come back to
That's
you.
right.
Yeah,
That's
I keep
right.
telling him, just walk out the door and do the hair thing.
Don't
It's
do
gonna-
the hair thing.
Don't do the hair thing.
You won't get the chill girl.
No.
You'll get the girl who's like, but babe, your hair's not perfect.
Yeah.
You don't want
You
that
don't want
girl.
that.
There you go.
You want the girl that's like, I don't care if your hair's dirty, let's go swimming.
Yeah. See?
You know?
Yeah. Or let's go out and eat. You don't care if your hair is messy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Her hair's messy too.
There you go.
Boom.
Tina's on this chat right now and has some comments that I want to read.
Yes.
She said they were both outside the shop and she doesn't think that it's like certain that Nina works there. First of all.
Ooh.
That's a very good point.
Like he doesn't even think that Nina
Yeah.
works there at all? Or she
Well,
doesn't think?
Yeah, that's what Tina said.
Oh my
that,
God.
That's one
Oh,
of her
wait,
theories.
what?
So Tina thinks that your
Just grab
character-
some books and like,
Yeah,
she
just pretending to work there.
she was inside and walked outside.
She could have
Like, I
just,
know,
she
'cause
could
I
have just
did it.
bought them.
You're like, I was there.
I was
But-
doing it.
Okay.
Interesting, but she could have been like
Yeah.
inside, grab some.
I conveniently bought these
Conveniently
comic
there.
books. I'm pretty sure that there's no
How did she
chain
know he was
comic
gonna
book
be
store.
there then?
Yeah, exactly.
And how long has she been following him and
Technology?
why?
Diabolical
Weird
plotting.
technology.
Yeah.
Nanobots.
You know
Yeah.
what? I do love the line where, you're like, I'm more down for like a swashbuckling scientist. And I didn't even know that until I went to rewatch the 4th episode to get ready for this. That is like a parallel to whenever you find out and you're totally cool with him being NSA.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the swashbuckling scientist. And I didn't put those 2 lines together, and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's cute.
It is
little
cute.
bookend.
It is a bookend.
I like that kind of stuff, as we
I know.
know. Full circle.
Full circle. That was exciting.
Tina also said, "How did you know where Cameron lives?"
How
Because
did you know?
when they
'Cause
talked
When
on
you
the
do
Okay.
an
phone,
order, it could,
I feel like I gotta defend Nina right now.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute.
Because he was in the lab with Kirsten.
Uh-huh.
And no, not in the lab, or maybe they were about to go to interview. Regardless, Kirsten and Cameron were together, and he got the phone call, and he like walked away, and was like, "Oh, sorry, it's Nina." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Who's Nina?"
Yeah, exactly.
dun, dun, dun.
See, that's one of those things where I don't think she's suspicious at this point. I genuinely thought, okay, this is just like something fun that's going to distract him
Yeah.
from Kirsten. And then once we started getting into the season a little bit more, and we see like the conflict that you guys have and everything, then I wanted to believe that it was all good. But then at the same time with these shows, they love to add those like other angles in
Yes.
there. Which
Right.
that's why I get this edgy feel from Nina. So that's why I think there's something else going on. Whether it be something malicious towards him or just maybe a different angle that she's working, we don't know.
Right.
But I want there to be something else going on, just because I like those kind of characters where
Yeah.
there's like there's a mystery about them.
Yeah.
Like,
And most of
those
the time,
are always my favorite kind of
most
characters.
of the time they don't like introduce a character to us and then make us wait till the next season to find out like what's going on. Like for me, usually like they introduce a
Sometimes.
character and they give us a little more, and so I was like, no,
Yeah.
I want to know more.
Unless it's like at the very end.
Yeah.
Where they introduce them and they're like, tune in next season to find out blah blah blah.
Yeah, but you had like what? You had 6 episodes, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
because she
6 or
came in at
7,
4, it ends at 10.
yeah.
I-
So I wanted you earlier in the season though. I
you.
wanted you like season 2, episode 1.
But then
Yeah,
Becca
yeah.
wouldn't have got
Yeah.
the full effect of Camsten for 3 episodes.
yeah,
That's
true.
true.
for at least that one episode, the beginning there.
Yeah, and
But-
where it ends with them is like Linus kind of interrupts their kiss moment with Cameron and Kirsten.
funny.
And he's in his boxers, he
had
took
that
a
line
shower.
about-
Oh, that.
Something's gonna happen. Indian guy in his boxers can't disrupt it or whatever he
Yes.
said.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
I beg
There
to
were
differ.
good lines in this episode.
Yeah, it's like I feel like, you know what? Yeah, that would ruin a moment.
I
pretty
think so.
sure.
Any
Yeah.
guy in his boxers.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Anyone
like-
at all.
Yeah,
Even if it is your
ruin the
best friend,
moment.
it's like, bro.
get out.
Cameron and Linus were totally going at each other about that.
Yeah, and Linus was like, oh, our first fight. So, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
poor
I'm like,
Linus.
they broke up.
Yeah.
In that scene.
But the where it kind of ends with this episode is that Kirsten needs more time, and she kind of calls Cameron her BFF, which is not what you say to someone
This is
who's.
sad
Friend
scene.
zone.
I know.
I think we've all been there at some
Yeah.
point. I've been there.
Yep.
Completely friend zone.
I've been there, and the girl's married now. But
Yay!
it's cool.
It's okay.
It's
She
all
wasn't
good.
the one.
No, and
And
we're
everyone
still
said
really close
Dakota
friends,
did-
so it's
That's
cool.
awesome.
And usually, it's really hard to stay friends with people like that, but I think
Yeah.
it can happen. And if it's like a genuine friendship that you kind of confuse something else with it for a while, it's very possible to like.
And then it's deeper even.
Yeah.
If you thought it was a thing and then you're like, oh no, it wasn't. I just respect you or whatever.
Yeah,
Then there's a stronger friendship.
exactly. So it is possible, guys. It can happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, personally,
Definitely.
I'm very pessimistic on that. I think like, if you're gonna do that, I don't want to be the one just still sitting around listening to you talk about some other guys and all that. It's like, you know what, we're good. No, I'm busy. Sorry.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Except for that healing time.
Don't
That's
get me
right.
wong. Like, I'm not saying like I hate you, but it's like, don't be asking me to hang out and
When you know I'm in love with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
It's
one of those things.
Yeah, keep that
Yeah.
to yourself. You go use someone else for that. So Dakota, props to you, man. I
Thanks.
can't do that.
I feel like this whole thing is like, it's okay to go that type of episode.
Relationship
Yeah,
advice.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Relationship advice 101.
101.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I have to say, having you here on our show, suddenly I have a new theory. I hope it's just that Fisher was coming in to tell Nina she's in trouble, because I don't want you to be a malicious character, because if that happens, then we lose you and Cameron, and then Kirsten and Linus can't happen, and so
Yeah.
you got me to think of some new things, because I was very adamant on how I felt about Nina. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Just too good to be true.
And I think we only have like 3 minutes left, so we can get into some fan questions. But overall, your character, Nina, it goes through this transition where we see a lot of growth. We see like a connection between them. And then at the end, it's kind of left with that cliffhanger. And then that's why we're excited. Season 3, we are praying for it to happen.
Renew Stitchers 3.
Yes, keep using the hashtag. Keep watching on the Freeform app. Get the views up. Tell your friends. Tell people who are not even your friends. Tell people who are your friends. Yeah. Who but maybe don't watch Stitchers, tell them too.
Yeah, watch on the Freeform app. Very important.
Yeah, the biggest thing,
counts.
ask your friends who are on Twitter that aren't retweeting it, just to retweet it. Like, guys, I know you may not watch this show, but we're trying to get it renewed.
Yep.
All you're asking is people to click a button, and that really works.
Yes. Real quick, is we have like a few questions.
Yes.
If you wanna...
Okay.
We're talking about whether or not we can trust Nina, and that's what Magical X Lands asked. She
Some of
said
our
she
biggest
loves
fans.
Nina and wants her to be good, but asked if we can trust her.
Ooh.
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
You see,
Yes.
Do you think
wants us to
personally?
trust,
Okay,
yes.
you think personally
I
that we
do.
can trust Nina?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I
said-
think that we can trust Kirsten's sister? That's a whole other question.
Oh.
we didn't
She
even
came
get
in last
there,
week, and
sorry.
she's got a great character.
Isn't she
as
so
well.
great
Yeah.
though? I love
She
her.
is.
She's so
Yes,
sweet.
no,
She's a lot of fun.
Very
fantastic.
nice.
Y'all are both fantastic.
And then Tina_Hororka wanted to know if you could stitch in to any
She asked this
like
question a lot.
she asked to every character we have on the
Changes
show.
daily.
If you could stitch into any character on a TV or movie, like anyone at all, to like see what their life was like or how they lived their life or any of their memories, who would it be?
A character on a TV
Yeah.
show or a movie? Whoa, you know what just first thing that came to my mind just now? Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my god!
Stitch
I
into
would stitch into Stitch.
I like
is
how
so
both
great.
you and Sarah mentioned a Disney character.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
I
an
believe
animated
that.
Came
character
in and
too.
said Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Yes, she did.
She's
Yeah.
awesome. And is there any other ones?
One more that's a really good one. You sounded convincing with all the comic references in the show. Are you a real comic fan?
Oh yeah.
No. I've started to take interest now, and I won't ever say a line unless I know what it means. So every time I got a new script, I would look up all of the references, watch an episode of Torchwood,
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
read that comic book, whatever. So I did know what I was talking about.
That's great.
Yeah, but I personally, actually, someone just gave me the Infinity Gauntlet.
Okay. Cool,
Avengers.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who was the person who asked that question so we can give him a shout out?
That was Meg_the
bounce.
Make the bounce.
Okay, cool.
Hey.
I love it. There's so many amazing like Twitter handles
I gotta
from
ask. Oh, well, go ahead. Yeah,
from
they're
the
all-
show. Like everyone is so creative.
Yes.
They had a one earlier, and I think they asked another question, but I really want to get your reaction for this one. Nina is a strong, very independent woman. What do you think she's gonna do when she finds out about Camsten's kiss?
Oh.
Ooh, we
Snap.
totally forgot about that. Take a deep breath.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I don't think she'll be as down
You
for
see,
it
because
as.
Nina is so
As the NSA
nice.
thing.
NSA
Because she
thing.
already gave him an out, you know, in episode
Yeah.
9, right? When she came over and was like, you need to make a choice. I'm amazing and I'm worth being committed to. She
Yeah.
already gave him that out.
All right.
So,
So you think that unapologetic confidence, like I said earlier, is just gonna be, you know, her go-to card? That like, if you can't handle this kind of deal.
well, then again, I think she loves him now.
Yeah, she's kind of
Yeah,
in love.
she's
so
in
it's
love.
kind of a delicate
And,
thing.
you know, once you're in love,
I think
things change.
whether or not she can be trusted at this point or not, she has fallen in love with Cameron.
Yeah.
Yes.
So so then I think she'll say how she feels, and then hear what he says, and if there's an honest apology there, and if he says, you know, it was a mistake, whatever, I think at this point she can forgive him and move past
Yeah.
that. But if he's like, I'm in love with both of you, then
then
she'll
that's
be
going
like,
to be too much.
well,
It's going to be like The
bye.
Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I don't remember which one. But guys, thank you so much. And on that note, we have to end. But we are so excited that we had you in studio. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Yeah,
Where
so
can
much
everyone
fun.
find you again on social media?
Haha. Twitter, Jazz_Min_Brown. Instagram, I'm freaking out. Miss_Jasmin_Savoy. I'll stick with those.
Yes. What about you, Becca?
On Twitter and Instagram, Becca B Talks TV.
As always, Double G on TV.
And guys, keep using the hashtag #RenewStitchers3. And I said that right?
Yes.
And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. And we will see you hopefully next season.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.